Good morning, my dear students. I hope everybody is fine and doing good. And today we will continue with our geography chapter, and I want everybody to understand it very carefully. It is very well explained, and you should be able to understand the basic concepts about the two important motions of the earth, that is the rotation and the revolution. Okay, so in the previous classes, children, I have already explained you the first motion of the earth, that is rotation. And you have, I think everybody have understood the rotation of the earth. Due to the rotation of the earth, I have explained about the various effects of the rotation of the earth. The first effect I have discussed, and you people have already experiencing, and I have already told you, that is the formation of days and nights. So this formation of days and nights are caused by the rotation of the earth. I will not repeat that. First, I will start with the next point, that is revolution. And in the previous class, I have already started with revolution. Okay, so today we will continue with the new concept, that is revolution. Okay, children, now pay attention. The revolution part. Okay, the revolution. Okay, we will start with the revolution. In the previous class, I have started with the changes in the length of the days and nights. I just quickly revise this point and then we'll switch over to the next point. Because the earth is tilted on its axis, what happened when the earth is tilted? The one face of the earth faces the sun, and another face or another part of the earth is away from the sun. So whatever part of the earth which faces the sun has summers or more amount of heat, and if they have more amount of heat, then they will have summers. And the part of the earth which is far from the you can say, or you can say it is not facing the sun, it is having the winter part. Okay, this we have already discussed. The next point is this we have also done, that is changes in the season. This is the second point. The second point is the position of the earth on 21st of June. So the position of the earth on 21st of June is that the northern hemisphere is facing towards the sun. I have explained with this diagram also, that this diagram, that the northern part, you can say the left hand side, the first part is being shown 21st June, that the northern part of the earth is facing the sun, and due to this, what is going on? The northern part is experiencing summers. Okay, so in northern part there are summers, and in June also we have summers, because India lies totally in the northern hemisphere. Okay, that is why India faces, or India has, the summer times during the month of June. Okay, so when this is the month of June is there on 21st June, what happened? The sun shines directly over to the Tropic of Cancer, and due to this, a large amount of heat is being absorbed by Tropic of Cancer, and the places with those are situated on or near Tropic of Cancer. So they receive a large amount of heat of the sun, so they have summers. Okay, and the greater part of the northern hemisphere have a longer and hot days, and hence there are summers. Okay, so this is all about the 21st June. So children, okay, on the other hand, the summer in the southern hemisphere, what is going on? It is far away from the sun. So they are experiencing winters. Okay, Australia witnesses winters during the month of April, May and June. This position is known as the summer scholastic and the northern hemisphere, and the winter scholastic in the southern hemisphere. So this is the two part of the earth on 21st of June. Now we come to the second position, the position of the earth on 22nd of December. So children, please see to this diagram again. Can you see that 22nd of December just opposite to 21st of June? Everybody pay attention on the diagram. Okay, in this diagram, what is being shown? 22nd of June, 22nd of December. Can you see that on your right hand side? So on this time, you can see the winter scholastic, it is mentioned over there. Okay, now the earth has reached just opposite direction. Okay, the sun, the earth revolving, by revolving, they have reached just opposite to 21st of June. So what happened at that time? So in the southern hemisphere is inclined towards the sun and the northern hemisphere is tilted away from the sun. So please, we can refer to this diagram. The northern hemisphere is away from the sun and the southern hemisphere is facing the sun. Can you see that? The northern hemisphere is far from the sun. This is sun. The northern hemisphere is far from the sun and the southern hemisphere is facing the sun. Can you see this? So this northern hemisphere is facing, not facing the sun. It is far from the sun and the southern hemisphere is facing the sun. This happened at what time? This happened on 22nd of December. Okay, everybody has seen this diagram. Now, what happened then? Okay, so next point is the sun rays falls vertically on Tropic of Capricorn. Okay, what happened? Can you see? As a result, the areas near the Tropic of Capricorn receive more heat. So can you see that? Capricorn. So the southern part, this is Tropic of Capricorn. This is Tropic of Capricorn and the sun rays are falling directly on Tropic of Capricorn, and the areas which are near or which are located near or you can say on the Tropic of Capricorn, they receive large amount of heat. Okay. Okay, they receive a large amount of heat. Now what happened? The greater part of the southern hemisphere have long and hot days. Thus, it is summers there. So it has totally opposite have happened. Totally what happened? The greater part of the southern hemisphere is facing the sun and they have long and hot days. Thus, it has the summers there. So in Australia, they are having summers and we are having winters. Okay, and when we are having winters, Australia is having summers. I am taking the name of Australia. Why? Because Australia lies totally in the southern hemisphere. That is why, and India lies totally in the northern hemisphere. So these two things or these two parts of the earth have totally opposite you can say seasons of the earth. Okay. On the other hand, the northern hemisphere is away from the sun, like in our winters, hence it is winters there. This position is known as winter scholastic in the northern hemisphere and the summer scholastic in the southern hemisphere. So wherever the sun rays is there, they are having the summers, and wherever the part of the earth which is far from the sun is having winters. Okay, so these two are important, you can say two weathers which a part of the earth receives. One is summers and another is winters. Okay, these two parts have received these two types of seasons. Okay, now we'll study about the third type of season. We have studied about summers. We have studied about winters. Now we'll study about the next type of season. So what happened? This is the third and the fourth type of season. The position of the earth on 21st of March and 23rd of September. So we'll refer to the diagram. This is the diagram. So can you see on the north part, or the topmost part, can you see this 21st of March? Okay, this, children, this is 21st of March. Can you see this? 21st of March. And this is 23rd of September. Okay, we have June means we have summers, we have in winters, then we are having autumn, and then we are having spring season. Okay, so this is the position of the earth on 21st of March. So what happened? First we'll study about 21st of March and then about 23rd of September. Okay. Okay, on 21st of March and 23rd September, neither of the poles have tilted towards the sun. Neither of the poles have tilted towards the sun. Neither means that both the poles have same position. Can you see this? Same position, same position. Okay, okay. The sun is there. The sun is, sorry. The sun is this at the center. Okay, so this is the time on 21st of March and 23rd of September. Okay, now what happened? The sun rays falls vertically on the equator. So they are not going on the southern hemisphere. The sun rays are not falling on the Tropic of Cancer, or the sun rays are not falling on Tropic of Capricorn. The sun rays are falling directly on equator. Okay, so the duration of the days and the night are equal all over the world. So on these 2 days, 21st of March and 23rd of September, there are equal days and equal nights. Why there are equal days and equal nights? Because the sun rays are falling directly on equator. Okay, the sun rays are falling directly on equator. Okay, so the position on 21st of March in the northern hemisphere is called as spring equinox. Okay, so the 21st of March can be named as spring equinox. It is spring in the northern hemisphere and autumn in the southern hemisphere. So one part of the earth is experiencing spring, and in the northern hemisphere, and another part of the earth, that is the southern hemisphere, is experiencing autumn. Okay. The position on 23rd of September, this is the position we have studied of 21st of March. Now we will switch over to 23rd of September. The position on 23rd of September in the northern hemisphere is called as autumn equinox. So what is the name given? The name given is on 23rd of September, it is called as autumn equinox. In this autumn in the northern hemisphere and the spring in the southern hemisphere. So opposite happened. So what opposite happened? The northern hemisphere is having spring and southern hemisphere is having autumn. So this is the position of the earth 4 days. 4 days means 4 days of a year. Okay, what are these 4 days? These 4 days, the first is 21st of June. Second is 23rd of September. Okay, then we come to 22nd of December, then the earth reaches to 21st of March. So this is the way the earth is revolving or moving around the sun. This is called as revolution. So these are the various types of seasons which are caused by the rotation and revolution of the earth. Earth is rotating around its axis. While rotating, the earth is rounding or taking a round of the sun also. Okay, so this type the earth is revolving also and the earth is rotating also, like this, around the sun. Okay, children. So the next point about this is the difference between the rotation and revolution. What is the difference? Okay, so please, this is a basic and the most important point, that is the difference between the rotation and the revolution. So the first point is the movement. First we'll study about rotation of the earth. The movement of the earth on its axis is called as rotation. Now this is the, you can say, the important part, or we can say the conclusion part, is the earth rotates around its axis. Okay, it continuously rotates like a top, okay, around its axis, or you can call as around its needle. Okay, next is the earth rotate on its axis. Okay, the first next point is the earth rotates on its axis. The third point, the earth takes 24 hours to rotate once on its axis. How much time duration did the earth take to complete one rotation? So what will be the answer, children? The earth take about 24 hours to rotate on its axis. So this 24 hours causes 1 day of the earth, for the earth. Okay, so we calculate this 24 hours as 1 day. Okay, next is the rotation of the earth causes days and night. So because the earth is rotating, we are experiencing days and nights. Okay, because of this, the day comes, the sun rises, then there are noon time and the sun is the top, then the evening time when the sun is going down, and then the night time when the sun is not there. So these are causes by the rotation of the earth. Okay, then comes to the next important part, that is revolution. The movement of the earth round the sun is called as revolution. Okay, this we have already explained today, that the rotation of the earth round the sun, around the sun, it is moving around the sun. This movement, this moving of the earth, or this movement is called as the revolution of the earth. The next point, the earth revolves around an elliptical orbit. Okay, what is elliptical orbit? Elliptical orbit means an imaginary line, a fixed path. Okay, what is an elliptical orbit? A fixed path. The earth is moving around the sun on a fixed path. Okay, it is not going here and there. It is not moving. It has a fixed path. It is not clashing with any other planet. It has a fixed path to go round the sun. That is called as, that path is called as elliptical orbit. Okay, the next point. The next point is it takes 365 days and 6 hours to complete one revolution round the sun. How much time does the earth take to move round the sun? The earth takes about 365 days and 6 hours to complete one revolution round the sun. So this way, what about that 6 hours? That 6 hours, what we have done, I have explained you in the earlier chapter, in the previous classes also. This 6 hours is piling up, and we put together and join or plus 6 to 4 times, that becomes 24. Okay, when we add 6 4 times, that becomes 24, and 6 4s are 24. Then what happened? 1 day is formed. Now this 1 day is added to every 4th year. 6 hours 1 year, 6 hours 2nd year, 6 hours 3rd year, 6 hours 4th year. So this completes 1 day. Okay, 6 4s are 24. That completes 1 day. This 1 day is added to the last, or you can say on the 4th year. So that 4th year is known as the leap year. Okay, this fourth year is known as leap year. The next is the revolution of the earth causes changes in the length of the days and nights, and also the changes in the season. We have already studied about this. Because of the revolution of the earth, there are changes in the length of days and nights. Means there are winters and summers. So the length of the days keeps on changing. Sometimes we have longer days, like nowadays. We have very long days and shorter nights. The sun shines early in the morning and sun sets at late in the evening. This means the days are longer, okay, and the nights are shorter in the summers. So what happened during the winters? The sun takes very long to rise, that is 7 or 6:30 or 7. It takes that time to rise, and till 5:30 in the evening the sun sets. So this happens during the winter time. Okay, so this also, and there is also changes in the seasons. Okay, by this we have already discussed about the changes in the seasons. So we have 4 seasons. We have the summer season, we have the winter seasons, we have the spring season, and we have the autumn season. Okay, children. So this is the chapter all about. Okay, these are the 4 seasons. These are the 4 seasons which are there as the movement of the sun. Okay, not as a movement, means at the changes in the position of the earth. Sun does not change the position. What changes? The earth moves. The sun remains the same. Okay, so this is the chapter all about. Okay, quickly we will do once again, that is the motions of the earth. I've already discussed that there are 2 motions of the earth, the rotation and the revolution. So first is rotation. The movement of the earth on its axis is called as rotation, and earth is tilted at the angle of 23.5 degree. So because of this tiltness, there is the changes in the time as well as the changes in the length of the days and nights. Second is the effect of rotation. Firstly, the formation of days and nights. Okay, so the circle that divides the earth into day and night is called as the circle of illumination. Okay, the next is the comparison between the morning and the evening time. So what is the morning time? When the sun is rising, it is called as the morning time, and when the sun is setting, is called as the evening time. Next is, these are the second cause or the effect of rotation: occurrence of tides, differences in local time, deflection in the direction of winds and ocean currents, and fifth is the concept of directions. So these are the 5 important concepts which results due to the rotation of the earth. Now we comes to revolution. The earth revolves around the sun while rotating on its axis, and it takes about 365 days and 6 hours to complete one revolution, and that causes various changes in the season also. Okay, there are June. This is effects of revolution, the changes in the length of the days and the nights. Okay, during the summers we have longer days, we have shorter nights. During the winters we have longer nights and shorter days. Changes in the season, the position of the earth on 21st of June having the summer season in the northern hemisphere and winter season in the southern hemisphere. The position of the earth on 22nd of December means the southern hemisphere is having summers and the northern hemisphere is having winters. Okay. Next is the position of the earth on 21st of March and 23rd of September. This is having the northern hemisphere is having spring and southern hemisphere is having autumn. And on 23rd of September, it is northern hemisphere is having autumn and the southern hemisphere is having spring. So the last point, the difference between the rotation and the revolution. This is the difference. One is the movement on its axis and around the sun. It takes 24 hours, it takes 365 days. And the rotation causes days and night, and revolution causes changes in the season. Okay, children? So this is for today, and this is the completion of the chapter. And from the next class, we will start with the next chapter. And everybody, please learn the chapter, understand the chapter, and try to memorize it for your future classes. Children, please write down your attendance, write down a name, class, and section for the attendance. Okay, children, stay safe and take care. Thank you.